going on, everybody? It's your boy, Kraden3, otherwise known as the Avatar, RookX, bringing some alternative gameplay to you today. Now, I know we have plenty of videos of everybody running around with the cookie cutter flavor of the month spec and Riftblade Tempest. But one thing that I wanted to do and I like to do is put up alternative specs, show there's more than one way to play. Even though it isn't the absolute greatest, there are other ways you can play. So this is perhaps my favorite combination. I use Warlord because to me it's built for PvP. You get hit points, you get resists, you get damage, all at about an equal rate. So it's meant to actually get hit but still deal damage. I pick it pretty much just for the stats alone. So this build varies from week to week, but I think this current one was I took enough in Paragon to get shifting blades, and shifting blades pretty much makes your next 3 attacks kind of double hit. So when you key that off with King of the Hill, which is a Warlord ability, you get a nice bit of spike, since every finisher you use in Warlord can be followed up with piercing thrust. It has a nice amount of spike damage. Not great DPS. You're not going to be topping any charge or anything. But you do timely spike damage that you can actually hold off on if you choose to. So as you see now, a lot of people are hitting me. Notice they're not doing a lot of damage, so they'll usually ignore me and go on to a target that is a little bit squishier. You pretty much have to keep your buffs up. I have 2 buffs. They're called surges from Warlord. You keep your surges up to keep your damage and your defense a little bit higher than they normally would be. And then you always make sure you have a cooldown up to get away. Now, one thing I like about speccing into Paragon and Warlord is you have 2 charges and 2 run speed buffs. So mobility is never really a problem. As you see right here, I'm starting off the match with a nice amount of kills, trying to stay behind this guy in case he tries to go the other way. I want to usually stay in the front of the line. The point of this build in my mind is there are a lot of high damage builds with not a lot of hit points. But eventually somebody's got to get hit. Somebody's got to be on the front line. So I use this build either when we don't have much healing, or when it's one of these war fronts that is a big sprawl and I know I want to be on the front line, wrecking out, taking hits and giving hits. She noticed this pyro over my shoulder dumped all this damage into me and then just gave up on me. It's one of the advantages of this build. Now you're not going to 2-shot anybody. You're not going to wind up with 20 kills in a warfront. And I'll tell you what, it's really not easy to use. But if you use it for just standing on the front line and rumbling, it's fun. Now, right here I make sure I use one of the unique abilities to the class. Because we're warriors, we have guard, which allows us to take a portion of damage for our friends. There's also a second ability that warriors get, which is brothers in arms. Now right here, this pyro is all over my healer, so I put brothers in arms on him, and I put guard on him. So if you see on the right, all this damage ticking, I'm actually taking about 40 to 45% of this damage for him. They're continuing to dump all their focus fire into him while I whittle them down. And I'm taking half the healer's damage. I like that little setup. They'll probably nerf it soon because it's just too much damage to take for somebody. But as for right now, loving it. Another little combo I like to use, I think it's not shifting blades, but there's an ability in Paragon that allows your single target attacks to AoE. So if you see a big clump of people, you can run in and use Killing Field, Wave of Steel, and then once you get enough points, you can start making all your single target attacks hit 4 of the targets. Just something to get a little bit of AoE damage out there. But right now, as you can see to my, if you're looking at the damage on my right, the healer is now taking damage but not moving, so it's starting to wear on me a little, but he's keeping me up. He's not healing me directly. You can see how durable this build is. I'm not receiving much single target healing at all. It's mostly just AoE effects. So right there I decided I wanted to exit that engagement, and I haven't really put up a big amount of damage as of yet. I'm just hitting targets that are squishy, trying to keep myself on the front line, and of course I'm not going to throw my life away for free. So right there, you use your speed since you have 2. It can get you around the map quicker, especially for boards like Carthon Ridge. You can move around the board easier, get more kills, and it also allows you to escape. This was just pointless on my part. I see a healer, and I didn't notice the name, so I went over and hit him. But he's obviously high rank, and he pretty much can just laugh at my damage. But I go to leave, and I'm noticing, well, I am still guarding. So while I have guard and brothers in arms up on the flag carrier, I can't just leave. So I continue beating on this guy, just hoping I could interrupt a few casts. But that's the thing about this build. No, you're not going to be able to run around and blow up people your same level, especially competent healers who are also your level. It's just not going to happen like that. If you accept that, you'll have more fun with this build. But that's all I really wanted to say about this build. I'm not going to fully commentate this whole thing. Right now, I'm just going to let you view the rest of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Take care.
Unstoppable. Killing spree. Savior. Juggernaut. Juggernaut. Killing spree. Juggernaut.